Hello, everyone. I want to take a moment and thank you for joining SWK Technologies Empower Virtual Conference 2021. My name is Danny Martinez from Sage Software, and I will be showing you an efficient web tool called Sage HRMS Employee Self-Service that will enhance and extend your Sage 100 payroll product. As we have shifted to a remote workforce, let's empower your employees to update HR information online, access paperless forms, broadcast employee alerts, and also track performance. So here we go. So with the Sage HRMS Employee Self-Service, as you can see here in the web tool that I'm using in Google Chrome, your employees will have an authentic username and password to access the employee self-service database. All new hires will be able to self-serve on their own by first-time user registering. And even if they forget their username and password, everything is done on their own. So there is no intervention needed with HR or even the IT staff. Everything is authenticated through the software, feeds back to the HRMS core database, and the employee has access immediately into the software. It's a nice tool. As you see, I have a little company announcement here that in my organization, employees are required to wear face masks. Also, please contact your immediate supervisor and also use this portal to use HR forms and make requests. And again, this can be customized. You can also brand with your logos and change some of the verbiage and colors here to fit the needs of your organization. As you see this employee here, once I click the log on button, this will give me immediate access into the employee self-service. As you see on the landing page here, just like to point out that this employee is a company employee, but also a manager and administrator as well. So there's other things turned on here that I will show you throughout the webinar of the employee self-service. But what I really enjoy about this module is that the employee has access over the web to critical HR data. Maybe as an organization, you'd like to go completely paperless and allow your employees to go in and self-serve and update some of the items that you are now doing via paper or via email or even that phone call. Honestly, with this tool, a lot of that goes away because the employees can now self-serve. You see, updating dependents and beneficiaries, all the tools the employee needs, go in and update information. It can now go for an approval. So whether the manager or maybe the HR admin gets an email alert with the request, and once the information is approved, information will now update the HRMS core mothership so you don't have to key that data in. Some of the other critical areas are time off. So if you are using the Sage HRMS core module and have your attendance plans defined, in my world, I have FMLA, holiday, sick, and vacation. Don't worry if you have one PTO plan, that's perfectly fine. That will be the only plan listed here. But at least the employee, if they are working from home or maybe they're using a smart device, they can view the balances online. They can request some of the plans off here. And once it goes for approval, they'll get an email alert. It now updates the core database, and that transaction can potentially be passed over to Sage 100 in the time cards to be processed in payroll. So as you see, the softwares talk to each other. There's a nice area for attachments. You can put some company announcements, like maybe some COVID-19 statements, or maybe you want to brand your website, or if you have a recruiter page, you can definitely personalize and customize the menus. What I truly enjoy about this software is allowing my employees to log in, and maybe I have some critical required action items that they must complete from home, or again, if they're working in a remote location, they'll have access to these different menus. As you see here, there's a onboarding. We have maybe some company training, performance reviews, maybe some company acknowledgements, and also some offboarding information as well. The idea is to capture the information electronically online. Maybe this I-9 here. It is an electronic form. Anytime the information is updated We will certainly update it within the software due to software compliance. So you will never have expired forms. But as you see, the employee can quickly access information. This particular I-9 form, they can upload the supporting documentation, passport, driver's license, social security card. Maybe they have a visa. All of the documentation can be attached. There are some quick links to jump to the form because the I-9 is a lengthy form. Some of the information is already pre-populated, so the employee can update information in HR, and then they can go ahead and update the information here electronically online. Form is the exact layout as the I-9. So as the employee is going through the experience here and updating the information, the form will then populate with the necessary employee information. And also, as you see here, the attestation as well. But the best part about this form is within your organization, whoever handles these type of requests or this documentation, in my world, this is going to the HR manager. This is now where the routing takes place when the employee initiates these actions. So once this action is initiated, this form will be routed to the HR manager. So the HR manager, Joseph Black here, can now get into the software, look at the supporting documentation, possibly populate his part of the certification of this form. And once this is approved by the manager, the HR manager, it is saved in the HR Actions database, and it will also update your HRMS core as completed with the supporting documentation that was submitted and the dates and maybe some expiration dates as well. So as you see, the idea is that ease of use, I-9, maybe some onboarding information. You want to grab or maybe allow the employee to update some of the information that was not captured. And it is coming in from the HRMS core. Employees in their menus also have the opportunity to do some open enrollment. So maybe this is a piece that you folks are interested, as again, this can honestly be your company intranet and all-in-one. So another nice feature, allowing them to walk through an open enrollment process. They can view their current benefits. They can print out their benefits. They also have access to benefit letters. One of my favorite parts here, and this is the true extension and enhancement to your Sage 100 payroll, is publishing your paycheck stubs. And however your paycheck stub view is within Sage 100, that is also what the employee will experience here with this web tool, the HRMS employee self-service. And as you see, you can control the history of how many paycheck stubs you want your employees to have access to. So every time you're running those payrolls, whether they're weekly or bi-weekly, monthly, semi-monthly, bonus checks, they can all publish here for easy access within the HRMS employee self-service. They can also view performance review information, so maybe some ratings and the last time they had a performance review. Remember too, if it was actually at a performance review time, the employee can get an email alert that would probably look along the lines of something like this, and this can also be customized. So it's just saying here, hi Veronica, it's that time of the year again. We have your review that is open, and as a part of your self-evaluation, we're giving you all of this information here. Please browse out to your employee self-service with that link embedded in the alert email. Of course, some contact information. And folks, this can be customized. So this is my verbiage, but think of your verbiage in here and all of the information you want your employees to view when it comes around for that appraisal time or, excuse me, any of your review time that they need to access an appraisal. And that, again, would sit here in the employee self-service, situated under a nice menu right here in a checklist called performance reviews. And as you see, they can go in, edit that action, and they can go ahead and answer a lot of the performance ratings here. So think of what your performance review would look like in here. This is a sample out of the box performance review form that is employee facing. You can also have manager facing ones. It's nice because you can have a multi-reader feedback as well. So if the performance review needs to go to multiple people within an organization. That can happen. The layout of these performance reviews can be customized. Again, this is just an example of mine, one of the out of the box within the HR actions. So again, they can go in, put their comments, they can score themselves. I have a pretty lengthy performance review here, appraisal. So again, think of your layout, but my favorite part here is the simplicity and where this is going and where it's being routed. So again, I have this going over to the HR manager for review, maybe some feedback. Once this is approved, all of that information is fed back into the core HRMS database. Another nice feature is within the ESS is the year-end documents. So if you truly have an account with Atrix and you partner with them, instead of browsing directly out through their website, you can publish the link in the ESS module and your employees can access their W-2s here within the employee self-service. So we have your W-2s, maybe some 1099 employees, also your ACA forms, your 1095s, and so on. So another nice feature. Remember too, managers have visibility into their employees. So maybe performance review information, they need those key dates. Maybe they need to see length of service. Maybe they need to see emergency contact information, or maybe you're giving those managers access to HR forms. So again, a lot of your manual processes that you do in-house now can be published online and filled out by a manager right through their ESS portal. So maybe it's a disciplinary action, maybe it's putting somebody out on FMLA leave, maybe you're allowing managers to hire new employees, injury reports, OSHA logs, transfers, job changes, even requests for termination, and also think of your custom forms that you would like in these drop downs in the library of forms that the managers can access on behalf of their direct reports right here within the employee self-service. With that being said, all of this information that is revealed and updated by the employees or managers online, you now have the nice HRMS core mothership that is updating upon approval. So if I was truly updating an I-9, a lot of that information is being updated here in your core. So once the approval happens, a lot of this information is populating for you automatically. It's not an overnight, not a 24-hour deal. It happens instantaneous. If you used one of the new hire forms, that would also hire the employee here in HRMS with a lot of the critical information. Also, job and pay records are being updated. So if you're allowing managers to use forms and update information, the final result is reading back here into the HRMS and can also pass along to your Sage 100 during the synchronization. You have current job information. So all of your different job titles, job codes, employee types, EEO classifications. Yes, the software is EEO compliant. My favorite part of the software are the job history records. As you see, I keep job history all the way back from when they're a new hire, FMLA leave, rehires, prevailing wages, promotions, increases. I have the whole deal here. And also in the core, you can also start populating fields for your Sage 100 payroll setup. So capturing the direct deposit information, overtime exemptions, cycles, and time off codes, a lot of that can be captured here along with the employee tax info as well. And also out of the box, you will get a plethora of reports. So HRMS has many compensation reports, reviews due, everything is on demand. Once you do the criteria, it generates a nice report. They can be exported to Excel. If you have the alerting mechanism, a lot of these reports can be generated on your behalf. There are benefit reports, coverages by employees, we have safety reports, and we also have secure queries. So folks, I wanted to give you a general overview here of the Sage HRMS Employee Self-Service and show you the capabilities. Highly recommend if you are a Sage 100 customer. Just to point out that yes, it does require the Sage HRMS core module, which is on your screen now, and then the employee self-service can happen as well. But with that being said, thanks again for joining the conference, and I will talk to you soon. Take care, everyone.